Kaseng Sain Partai Voice of the People Party kalapan pau ke jing Pyrshah ya karai balasim dak Sorkar Meghalaya Democratic Alliance MDA pan khang ye nonghikai bandon bynta hakam Sain Partai bat kumju hakikam kani Kaseng Sain Partai hakano phai singi ka halai telik nopra arajar poi hakajing lam ba arden mila baseu Presiden bala ai dak dorka siu mentirong ba kajalau konrad ki sangma rengkat ke jingkentu ban pei bnia bat weng ya kate karai kat kum ka dorka ka VPP kala kado ba ki briu ki badan hakalan kum ki nonghikai idei ki blano sniang bhai kajala haki babun kiliang nak menta kajing bha bat kajing mento jing pe ba la ban kado ba kajala Meghalaya kala la ban sei kerteng ye kiri rong ba ki badei na ki lain nonghikai ki bhalai dan menta hakakam sanhima sima.
Teachers, lecturers and professors from holding office of political organization and local bodies. We have reminded the Chief Minister about the constructive and active role of members of the teaching community, especially in the preceding years of statehood and also during the Hill State movement. They have contributed and have made an immense contribution to the overall and growth of the state. And the state have produced many stalwarts from the teaching fraternity that includes Professor G.G. Swell, who was instrumental in the establishment of NEHU, Professor Martin Narayan Majau, who is an architect of the Meghalaya Transfer of Land Regulation Act 1971, which is one of the finest legislation in the state, Professor R.S. Lingdo, the first Speaker of Meghalaya Legislative Assembly, Professor Alexander Wajri, Professor Korbar Singh, Professor B. Pakem, Dr. B.R. Kharluki, Professor P.G. Marvening and others. We have also reminded the Chief Minister, in case he is not aware, that the university and college teachers are governed by the University Grants Commission's regulation. Therefore, the state government cannot arbitrarily make rule on the university and college teachers. And we have also mentioned in this letter that on the 18/7/2018, the UGC notified White number F1-2/2017 EC/PS in bracket, the University Grants Commission minimum qualifications for appointments of teachers and other academic staff in universities and colleges and other measures for the maintenance of standards in Higher Education Regulation 2018. UGC is a statutory body set up by the Higher Education, Ministry of Education, Government of India. Therefore, it is a commission set up by the Government of India. So the state government, as we know, when there is a conflict between the central and state law, always the central law prevails. So therefore, the step taken by the government is very much unconstitutional. And we have also made mention here that in May 2019, the UGC made a decision that those teachers in universities and colleges who are elected as members of parliament or members of state legislature can continue their teaching duties while at the same time execute the functions as MPs and MLAs without the necessity of taking any kind of leave if they so desire. Paragraph 17.0 of the 2018 regulation deals with the code of professional ethics of teachers And at serial 4 of subpara 7 of this paragraph states that teachers should perform the duties of citizenships, participate in community activities, and shoulder responsibilities of public offices. Moreover, it has been well established by the Division Bench of the Guwahati High Court in Writ Appeal number 14 of 2001, dated 7th December 2005, that employees in government-aided educational institutions are not government employees. So therefore, teachers in colleges and universities cannot be barred from participating in politics and holding the post, the office in any political organization. That is why we are here to submit this letter to the government and ask the government to withdraw this notification. This irrational, unconstitutional, and discriminatory notification must be withdrawn immediately. This is what we have had a discussion also, brief discussion with the Chief Minister, and the Chief Minister has assured us that the government will relook into this notification.
Do you give...
Even since the Chief Minister has assured that the government will relook, we will see, we will wait for some time, but we will not stop till this notification is withdrawn.
So, this...
You see, as this Guwahati High Court in the writ appeal, as I mentioned, that employees in government-aided educational institutions are not government employees. So they cannot be barred from taking part in politics, even holding the office of any political organization. That is our stand.
So, but don't you think...
This is covering schools as well, or just
Yeah,
covering only colleges and universities?
employees in government-aided, any institution, if it is government-aided, according to this ruling, they cannot be considered as government employees. It was, you know, what an irony. What an irony. When the government always endorse this order of the High Court in one hand and issuing this kind of notification on the other hand. When it comes to the benefits of the teachers, the government always say that they are not government employees. But now they issue this notification barring lecturers, professors, and teachers as if they are government employees. So according to this ruling, they are not government employees. It is very unfortunate that the government is coming up with this kind of notification. You know, preventing the intellectuals, educated, who can, qualified people, who can contribute immensely to the benefit of the state is very unfortunate. In fact, the government should encourage teachers, you know, to actively participate in politics, because we need intellectual people to govern the state. We need people with vision. We need people with vast knowledge. So we will get these type of people from the teaching community. Asking the teaching community not to participate in politics is very unfortunate. Statement of the Chief Minister, the government feels that the educationists should concentrate more in education. But we have argued with the government that we cannot improve education by barring lecturers, professors to participate in politics. You see, as a party, we see that this is only a knee-jerk reaction. We are sure that the government, through its intelligence input, have received information that many more lecturers and professors are in the process of enrolling themselves with our party. So that is why the government is coming with this kind of notification to prevent and to stop this trend, trying to push us back to the Stone Age era. That is why we mention here that this is a regressive step that the government has taken by issuing this notification. Giving this kind of notification, the government is deprived the state, is deprived the state of good leaders and good policy makers. Of the Indian Constitution guarantees to each and every Indian citizens the right to freedom of speech and expression, to assemble peacefully and without arms, and the right to form association or union. Since employees of government-aided educational institutions are not government employees, barring them, as I've said, from participating in election activities is a gross violation of their fundamental rights enshrined in the Indian Constitution.
It clearly says that teachers are allowed to participate in politics. So if there is a law, if the state government makes a law which contradicts that, because you see the central law prevails over the state law. So if you go by what the UGC regulation says, it's very clear that this notification is against the UGC norms and conditions, which allows the teachers to participate in politics. Because the UGC feels that teachers can contribute to the good of the society by being good lawmakers. Okay, if you don't allow the teachers, then you allow other people who are not qualified, like what you said just now.